Erika.
Yeah.
You got plans April 9th?
Yeah, damn right I do, Newt.
What are we doing?
We're going to Sarah's comedy fundraiser.
Sarah from episode 8?
Sarah from episode 8, that epic interview.
The girl who peed herself?
She's more than that. Come on, man. But she is so excited to be finishing up her Boston fundraiser, and we are happy to support her.
I hope it's the last, and I hope she reaches her goal that night, because on Saturday, April 9th, we will all be in Salem, New Hampshire at the Derry Salem Elks to watch top comedians to benefit Comedy for the Kids supporting MGH pediatric patients.
You know you guys are going to want to head down there too. Tickets are $20. There's going to be a cash bar, raffles, a 50-50 drawing, silent auction. So you guys are going to want to dig deep into your pockets and support this great cause.
For anyone who comes, you get a sticker or a magnet. We'll hook you up, and it's going to be a great night supporting a great cause and Sarah, and also helping her friend Matt out.
Yes. Visit our Instagram pages and also Sarah's to find the link, or you could visit funny4, that's 4, the number 4, funds.com/events, funny4funds.com/events.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of the On the Runs podcast. We are coming to you live from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Some random parking lot.
I think it's Texas Instruments. We had to move because the landscaping company was out where we wanted to record with their leaf blowers.
They ruined everything. We had a perfect spot in it. Yeah.
We were going to sit on the back of my truck and record this, but now we're inside my truck recording, which is awesome about doing a podcast. We can do that.
So portable.
We got to stay in the truck because the guys are still out there with the leaf blowers. Now I'm looking at them.
Can you see them? Yeah, they moved like past my car.
They're 20 feet from where we were originally. And I can still hear them right now. I wonder if the people listening can hear them.
Oh, I hope not. It's going to ruin the ambiance of things.
Or it might make it just absolutely epic.
Oh, I can totally hear it.
Yeah, me too. So we'll get this in quick. We have some good stuff from our last episode that we already recorded, and we're going to talk to you about the Barkley Marathons. Mm-hmm. We got a little Q&A. We also had something else. Help me out. What do we have? We recorded it last week.
Honestly, I'm 3 beers deep, and I don't remember.
Okay, why are we 3 beers deep? Where are we, and what did we just do?
So we are in Manchester, New Hampshire, and we just ran the Shamrock Half Marathon. You have to keep that in because that just shows how many beers I've had. I am not that drunk, though. So, yeah, Shamrock Half Marathon. We just ran the Shamrock Half Marathon.
For the third time you tried that.
Oh, come on. Put on by Millennium Running, and we've been having a really fun afternoon here.
It is now 3 o'clock. We've been done for at least 4 hours.
Yeah, race started at 8:50 this morning, so we've been in town for quite a while. We ran the race. I ran a really great time. You and Dave had a pretty good time too.
Well, yeah? We were about a 2:10.
That's great.
I don't even know what we were.
That's great, man.
I ran into Miguel. He was in one of the Millennium trucks, and by habit, when I stopped, I paused my watch. Oh. And I ran 0.4 of a mile before I realized I paused my watch.
Isn't that the worst? That is the worst feeling, honestly.
It doesn't bug me too much anymore. It is what it is, and I'm like, the race Dave got 13.3. And I
had 13.22, I think.
So I had 12.8. So I'm not really that upset. Plus, you and I ran 0.75 of a mile before because
back to the car.
We walked up, and as we took care of our business, I sat down in the porta potty, and naturally, I went for my phone, and I didn't have it, and I left it on the hood of my truck when we were getting dressed and ready, and so we jogged back to the truck.
Yep.
And we jogged back up to the start-finish line. It ended up being perfect for warm-up.
Yes, it was a perfect warm-up, but what are the odds that your phone was actually still there in the middle of Manchester?
Pretty great considering where you had me park.
See, I told you, it's a hidden gem. Nobody ever parks there. It's free parking, and it's always empty. It's fantastic.
It's pretty
easy
epic.
To get back on the highway,
However, we were in this parking lot with about 300 parking spots, and Erika parked 18 inches from the passenger side of my truck.
I already told you, I am well within my lines. You parked close to your line, so that's on you.
300 spots.
I could have given you a full spot in between, but
Dave did. Thank you,
bad.
Dave.
Well, yeah.
All right, so what we want to do is when we do a race together, or even when we do it separately, we want to try to get our reaction right after the race, whether we'll call it the first 24 hours. But in this case, we can do it a few beers after the race.
Yes.
We were walking around Manchester. We didn't want to miss out. We wanted to record first. We did not want to miss out on saying hi to people, meeting people, handing out on the run stickers.
That was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. People were like,
I hope we gained some new listeners.
People thought it was cool. I'm like, hey, you want to? They would be, hey, good job.
Same to you. Have a sticker.
And they'd look at it and be like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yep.
I got to listen to this.
And shout out to Tracy. It was a pleasure to meet you. You were super fun. So hopefully we'll get to see you at Sarah's comedy night again.
We will see her there, and I think she would be a great guest one day.
She's so fun.
I told her, like, yeah, it would be cool to talk to more girls like Addie and maybe some nationally, known runners. But, man, it would be really cool to get to know the running community around here and get them on, get the local people on, because handing out these stickers, one girl goes, it was your friend.
Yeah, Tara.
Tara says, I think I've taken a dump more outside behind a bush than in my own house.
I think she said it a little more eloquently than you just did, but I mean, hey, it's a running thing. Like it happens to everybody. So that's why we're here. We want to hear your stories.
All right. So tell me about your race. How'd it go? Because you ran really well. You're
did
strong.
run
You're
really
a machine
well.
right now.
So I was really anxious to see how I was going to do this year. I had ran this same race last year. It was a different course because it was still COVID, and they had done the like a single start. We wound up running in a different direction, and like it eliminated one of the loops you had to run on Elm Street. But I came in under. Well, it was under 2. I did a 1:51:15. So I was very, very pleased with how things went. And I got to see my sister and her husband because they live super close to the course. They came out and cheered. And I was pleasantly surprised, even with the Elm Street hill, like that we had to run 3 times basically.
See, I don't even remember the hills as much because I spent the whole time running with my buddy Mike and Dave.
Yes.
And this was one of my possibly my slowest half marathon. We're calling it a 2:10.
That's great, though.
And it flew by because all what I did, and maybe it was just me, we talked.
Yeah. So you had some distraction. I was running by myself. I did have music in like my Aftershocks headphones, but it's still not
no
the
free
same.
ads.
Yeah, true. But it wasn't the same. Like I had some time to definitely focus, and I was looking at my splits, and you could tell where the hills were. I did sub-9s the whole thing, but yeah, I was just a little rough. You could definitely see where I slowed down.
This was my longest run since Ironman Timberman.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Which was back in August. But
you kind of winged it.
When I say long, I had to wing that one too. When I say longest run, I hadn't run more than 6 miles since, we'll call it, possibly since that race in August.
Okay.
And if I did, it was in the last couple of weeks. So I feel great. I'll be in the Normatec boots, no free ads, after.
I did that last night.
I saw it. I was already in bed. I was like, do I go downstairs and do I grab them and put them on? And I didn't. I went downstairs real quick, switched the laundry out. That's a story. I wanted this pair of gray shorts. And I wore the black ones today.
I don't even remember what you wore today. You had a gray shirt on, right?
I had a green one. It's the Shamrock.
Oh, I just remember, I'm like, all right, look for Dave with the big red beard and the green shirt.
This was gray. And my jacket.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, so I was looking for Dave, and then I was like, and Newt is bald.
I have a great head of hair.
Great head of hair. Luscious locks.
So I wanted the gray shorts, and I couldn't find them. I did laundry. They weren't in there. I found them after.
Oh,
of course,
right?
You find them after.
Always.
They were in the, like, dirty laundry compartment of my triathlon bag.
Oof. How bad did those smell? I don't want to know.
We won't go there.
Yeah, that's awful. But yeah, today was a solid day. I'm very proud of how well we all did, and we had a lot of fun.
I had a great day. If I have any regrets, it was that every weekend right now for this podcast, I come up with a project. I should have had one for this race for a T-shirt. Something to run in green that said on the runs. Not a big deal, but it will happen in the future. And I don't think it will happen by the cheap marathon.
That's okay.
But it will happen.
Because I probably won't wear it during the cheap marathon.
I'm thinking Goffstown Gallop will be our first time.
That is perfect opportunity.
Right.
To unveil that, yes.
Well, we're going to cut it to our other part of the show. We talk about Barkley's Marathon,
Barkley Marathons.
Oh, thank you. Always correcting me. We have a little Q&A we send out on Instagram. The Q&A, we had about 5 people reach out. That was actually good. That was better than last.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. Keep asking us questions, you guys. This is a blast for us. Like, we want to know what you want to know. It makes us better.
And we'll do it every couple episodes, a quick Q&A. And then we'll come back and recap the episode. So everyone, enjoy the next 26 minutes. So here's what's going on.
We got a spectator.
We have people walking by us like, what are they doing?
Just sitting in the cab of his truck, shooting the shit.
All right, everybody, enjoy what we got next for you. Welcome back to Erika's house, where we are set up here in our kitchen dining room podcast studio. Last episode was great. We went a little long, but we had some things we wanted to talk to you about that we saved for right now. So thing number 1, Barkley's Marathon. Erika, you going to tell me about this?
Absolutely. So yes, the Barkley Marathons. You said it wrong. I got to correct it. So this is probably one of the most bonkers endurance races all around. Like, you've heard about the UTMB. We've talked about that in the past. This is just like any endurance race on steroids, on crack, in a dumpster. I think that's what I had had in my head. But yeah, I'm so excited to tell you guys about it. So this year it was held, it began on Tuesday, March 8th. And so to begin with, this race, nobody really knows how you enter this race. You kind of have to figure it out by asking previous runners, because there is no race website. It doesn't exist.
They only allow 40 participants.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's very difficult to get in. Like, they look at like your race history to see if you're even like a good competitor. And there is somebody, I forget what they want to call it. It's like the race virgin or something, where they give you the number 1 bib, and that is the person that they think is going to be the first one to drop out. So you're like,
no way.
It's like a sacrifice, I think.
The opposite of an Ironman. If they think you're going to win, you get bib number 1.
Yep.
Really?
The person that they think is going to drop out first, you get the number 1 bib. And I had sent you a documentary to watch, and
I watched
that
it.
Happened. The guy that they picked as the sacrifice.
Yeah, I watched 2. I watched that one, and I watched the one of the ginger runner.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go into the names after, it's pretty interesting.
Well, one thing, the fee to enter this race, do you remember what it was?
Yeah. So you have to apply at the right time too. Like, you can't just like send in an application whenever. But it costs $1.60, which is just because I think Laz had said, Laz, the race director, had said that it's going to eventually be his retirement plan. And I'm like, you could charge a little bit more than that. But yeah, so you charges $1.60. And then if you're not a first timer, you either donate like shirts or socks or whatever he tells you to donate. But if you're a first timer, you have to donate a license plate from your home state. And the first timer also has to submit an essay as to why they should be allowed to run. Like, that's a totally new concept to me.
How many people you think actually get to apply?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you how many apply. Because, yeah, there's no race website. There's no way to really find out. I mean, I don't have the slightest clue as to how to enter. So that's, my guess is as good as yours. But what I think is really funny about this, if you get accepted, you get a letter of condolences.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I just think that is like a smack in the face. Like, do you really want to do this? We are so sorry you're going to run this race. So it takes place in Frozen Head State Park in Tennessee. And they have described that as having its own like weather patterns.
I want to say that's about a little northwest of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Honestly, I'm not. Okay, good. Because I am not familiar with like geography whatsoever. So, but it has its own weather patterns, basically. Like, just from this past year, it started off warm. Then you got freezing rain and snow, continuous rain, continuous rain, continuous rain. I mean, the weather could be anything. So you have to really be prepared for that. But yeah, so the race itself, the start time can start anywhere from midnight to noon, which is just...
Which really messes with you, because
it does.
If you want to go to bed, you would rather get a good night's sleep. So one of the races I saw, the race didn't start till 11 in the morning. And the other one, the year after, they started at like 2:13 in the morning, which was the earliest ever.
It's so random.
And you don't know. You never know until an hour before.
And it's all on the whim of Laz Lake, the race director. So he gets to decide when he wants to start. So he'll give you an hour warning by blowing on a conch shell. So just think Vuvuzela.
That was a great conch shell right there.
I really hope
Great
it was.
job.
I'm digging it. So you have an hour to prepare. There's a yellow gate. Everybody gathers there. And instead of a start gun, Laz lights a cigarette. It's just very badass.
and healthy.
Oh, yeah, totally healthy. So
I think he's the only one doing that there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody else would. But so to prepare for this race, it is so difficult, I would say, because you are not allowed to have any GPS device whatsoever. I think in recent years, though, he has given you like a watch that just counted down.
It's an $11 watch. It's no special watch at all.
It's literally just the time. I think it's synchronized with the race like start time. That's all you get.
And because the race max time is 60 hours.
Yep, you get
if you're on your
60
last
hours.
lap, you're like, damn, I got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah. But you have to study maps. You have to learn the location of books. So when you start the race, you get a bib number and you have to find these books kind of as a checkpoint, and you have to rip out the page of the book that corresponds with your bib number.
So he puts these books in like a lunch baggie and duct tapes it to like a tree.
Yeah. So you can completely miss this, and several people have. Like that's one thing that has eliminated competitors, not being able to find books.
And there's multiple books. We're talking maybe a dozen.
It depends on how many he feels. Every time you complete a lap, you'll get a new bib number, because obviously you can't have the same one if you're ripping out book numbers. So this is a very difficult race to begin with. Each lap could be anywhere from, like they say 20 miles a lap, but it's really more like 26. So that's why they call it the Barkley Marathons.
I actually think you're wrong.
No, it's
No. Because a marathon's 26. Any lap could be about 26, but they're usually about 30.
Yes. Well, yes. It's way more than they said.
Yeah, it's each lap is a marathon. Hi, Maisie. But really, it's more than a marathon. Maisie, get out of here.
Yes, it is more than a marathon. But that's what's kind of interesting about it. But it's called the Barkley 100. So.
But they really run like 130 miles.
Yeah, it's insane. So if you are one of the luckier ones, I suppose, if you complete 3 laps of this race.
Hold on. You're right.
I have that in my notes.
You have that in your...
It's all in my notes. I'll go to
No, you're right. It's not a marathon per lap, but it ends up being about a marathon per lap. But really, it's supposed to be 5 20-mile laps.
Yep, the marathons.
You're right.
But yes,
I'm wrong.
So if you complete 3 laps, that's what is considered a fun run. And it's a minimum of 60 miles, but nobody knows the exact length of each lap. And it changes every year. So it's just, it's so frustrating. I think it's frustrating. But the ultimate goal is to complete 5 full laps. So they call it the Barkley 100, but it's generally 120 to 130 miles with, get this, 60,000 feet of elevation. And from the video we were watching, it's climbing Everest twice or something like that. Yeah, you lost me at elevation, so that's a no for me. And so this regularly ends with no finishers. There's a 60-hour cutoff for the full race, but each loop has like a 12-hour cutoff if you want a chance at finishing the whole thing. To make matters even more weird, they switch directions. So like you'll run clockwise one time, counterclockwise the next time. It's basically whatever Laz tells you to do. So to finish the lap, you have to touch the yellow gate or else your time keeps going. But if you touch the gate, you get to take a break if you want. You can rest, you can refuel, then you get your new bib and you start off again. And a lot of the competitors will tend to team up during the earlier laps. So that's really a nice thing to do. So in the history of this race, there's only been 15 finishers since 1986. And that's even with the current mileage has only been since 1989. There's a 99% DNF rate. So did not finish rate. Just freaking insane. To make matters even worse, so in addition to your letter of condolences you get when you start, when you finish, you drop out of the race, they play taps for you. So that's just kind of like, just a smack in the face. So as of right now, there has never been a female finisher. There has been 1 year where there was a woman who did a fun run. I wish I got her name. Yes.
Amelia Boone?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to look that up later, but
That surprises me. I thought, okay.
Nope, there's never been one who has finished the full 5 laps. But
not even the fun run. Only one.
As far as I know, I will have to do a little more research.
Come on, girls. Let's go.
That's so difficult, man.
I know.
I just can't even.
I couldn't do this. I would be failing on lap 1.
Seriously, me too. But Courtney Dauwalter, she tried to tackle it in 2021 and this past year. She completed 1 lap the first year, but she did 2 the second year. So she's getting it.
Courtney did it just the other week?
Yeah, she was just in it. Yep. Her and Harvey Lewis, I think he was one of the runners who did the UTMB with her, perhaps. He tried to tackle it, and I think he got through 3 laps, but it was just insane weather, freezing rain, freezing temperatures. It was not a good time out there for them. There have been 2 men. So there's Brett Mowney, who is a 2-time finisher, of the full 5 laps, and he holds the current record. So that's 52 hours and some change. And then Jared Campbell is a 3-time finisher.
I saw Jared on YouTube.
Yep. There have been no finishers since 2017, and that is still current. No finishers since then. This year, that it was a wash. John Kelly was the last finisher. He tried to run this past year, and he did not make it.
All right. John Kelly.
Yeah.
The 2 videos I watch.
Yes.
The one, he started his last lap, and he looked like a dead man.
Yeah.
And he walked about 100 yards, went 5 feet into the woods and took a nap. Okay?
Yes.
The next year, he looked much stronger. So I'm watching this on the Ginger Runners YouTube page, right?
Yep. That's called Where Dreams Go to Die. It's from Gary Robbins.
Yes. So Gary was strong. And so was John Kelly that day.
Yeah.
Well, John Kelly finished pretty strong. Gary comes from the opposite direction with 20 minutes to go or less than 2 miles. He made a wrong turn. Mm-hmm. He had all the pages, and he got to the yellow gate 6 seconds after the deadline. Mm-hmm. He went over the 60 hours anyways. But with 2 miles to go, and he's so close to finishing, he got so, I don't know, what do you call it? Delusional?
Yes. You're awake for that long.
Made a wrong turn.
Yeah. I felt really bad for him because... Yeah, he pulled out drastic measures, basically, because he wanted so badly to finish, but he would have been DQ'd anyways because he did not complete the full loop. And so poor guy. But yeah, this bonkers race happens every year, and there's 40 crazy people who decide to do it. And this is my nightmare, to say the least. This is my nightmare race.
Why, are you going to try to do it?
Absolutely not. There's no way.
The way you said absolutely there, I thought it was going to be absolutely.
No. That's a hard pass for me. But I commend everybody who does attempt it, because this is just...
It's a badass race.
You got to be like a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's the Barkley Marathons for you, everybody. I really highly suggest that you check out those YouTube videos. So like I mentioned, Where Dreams Go to Die, that's Gary Robbins. He actually had 2 attempts of Barkley's in that video. And then there's the Barkley Marathons, the race that eats its young. So if that doesn't tell you about how gnarly this race is, yeah, there you go. So this past weekend was the New York City Half Marathon, and we want to give a big congratulations to our friends Katie and Danielle for absolutely crushing it out there. I know this has been a long time coming for you guys. It got canceled back in 2020, and they haven't held it since. So I hope it was everything you guys wanted, and that it was an epic day for you, and that you enjoyed yourselves.
Great job, ladies. My mom works with Danielle, and I got to tell you, she sent me some photos.
Yeah?
I got to pull these up.
Gotta see.
All right. So Danielle took these photos.
Yeah.
You ready? Check this one out.
Oh my God. So you know how spectators have the most epic signs. And this particular one, excuse our French, it says, "It's okay to shit your pants." I would die if I saw that. I would just laugh so hard.
I want to say, Danielle, thank you for taking
that.
a few seconds off your finishing time to stop and take that photo.
You definitely made our day.
Yeah. Danielle, okay, is a listener of ours. She found us through Facebook, but through She Runs This Town. Actually, that's all a lie. She found us through my mom.
Oh, but she is a part of She Runs This Town.
Exactly. She's a part of She Runs This Town. You want to tell us something quickly about She Runs This Town?
Yeah. She Runs This Town is a wonderful group of, it's a Facebook group of women runners, and it's just such a wonderful community. just a bunch of women getting together, keeping each other safe, motivating each other. We put on group runs. I say we, but it's not. Just a great group of ladies.
And if you remember, they were very welcoming to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Back in 2020, when the coronavirus was rather new, my friend Rachel, Miss Rachel Run for Medals, decided to organize a F Corona run. Can I say that on this pod? I don't even know.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out. But so it was an F Corona run where we ran the streets of Manchester, actually spelled out the words. So I can send a picture of that. But yeah, Eric decided to meet us out there. So there's a group of maybe like 15 women and just him. So
it was a great morning.
Yeah, I met a lot of cool ladies.
I think they were excited for me to be there.
Sure.
I think I was like an honorary member. They let me join them, and I'm one of them now.
There you go. Yeah, you're a good supporter of us.
I'm not on the Facebook group, but So,
no.
So Danielle's on that group, and she saw that you were on the group, and was like, "Wait a second, this is the same Erika from the podcast is on this group, and she knows Rachel too, or follows you and Rachel." So it's just cool how the small world's connected there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So great job, Danielle. Great job, Katie.
Very proud of you, ladies.
Yeah,
nice job.
Absolutely. And thanks for the photos. If you are ever at a race and see a photo like that, take like 4 seconds off your finishing time and snap that photo for us.
Absolutely
all right?
worth it.
Yeah, we'll post it and all that for you. All right. Thank you, girls. All right, Erika. Questions and answers time.
Bring it on, man. Let's do this.
We're doing it again. We sent out on Instagram, hey, ask us your questions for this episode. We got a few. All right. You ready for the first one?
Yeah, give it to me.
This one comes from David. How do you find your races?
A lot of my races are word of mouth or races I've done in the past. I am a serial repeater of races. So I find one with a good course that's fast. If it's a good company like Millennium, Total Image, I love doing those races. So yeah, I tend to repeat a lot of mine, but I tend to go for more popular races also.
All right. When you're doing your next marathon in a new state that you haven't done,
yes,
let's call it Iowa.
This is exciting.
How do you find what marathon you want to do?
How did I find it? I literally made myself a map. I printed out a map of the US, and I think I just looked at the most popular ones. I'm also a member of the Marathon Maniacs. So I could just type up a quick, hey guys, what's the best marathon in this state? And you get a whole bunch of responses. And I tend to go for, I like the bigger ones. I like scenic ones, good course support.
Marathon Maniacs, is that a Facebook group?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So it's a Facebook group, but it's also like its own separate entity. In order to become a marathon maniac, you have to run 2 marathons in 10 days or something, or like 3 marathons in 90 days, or I forget what the criteria is. But I earned my spot in the Marathon Maniacs by doing 9 marathons in 9 states in a calendar year.
So I usually just, Erika will send me links to races and she'll go,
hey guys, you want to do these?
Exactly. That's how I do my races.
Yeah.
Or I visit Ironman.com and look for one in North America I want to do, which is typically in New England. And really, to be honest, I get emails from them that say, hey, registration opens for this race. And I'm like, Ironman Timberman in New Hampshire or Maine, or I go to Mont Tremblant and soon Lake Placid.
Very nice. So I get email blasts from, I think it's Race Raves. They do a bunch of, right about now, they do like a March Madness kind of thing. And they do like a half marathon bracket and then a full marathon bracket. So I got a lot of my ideas from that. So based on like voting, and they'll give you like reasons as to why. So that's how I got into like Big Sur. I found out because that was like a bucket list race that they had. And so I found out from all these different places. It's not just one specific place, but I'm trying to think of what the website is. Running in the USA or something like that. I mean, you can find any race.
Original.
Yeah.
Very creative. All right. Next question comes from Dave. Okay. So we had David. We had David and Dave.
Okay.
What's your go-to night before the race meal?
Go-to night before the race meal.
I'll start.
Yeah, go.
Pizza and beer. As we know, I do really well with both of those.
Yeah, for me, it's just like a sandwich or a sub or something. Either that, or I like the carbs. So,
I was going to say, to be honest, carbs and lots of them.
Yes. Pizza, as long as it's not like a buffalo chicken pizza, I could do that because that gives me a lot of heartburn, and that's not good during my run. Like Brandon likes to make his own pizzas, and it's delicious, so I'll eat that a night before a race.
So something I like to do, not just the night before, but maybe days leading up, is obviously stay hydrated. Try to get ahead of the hydration game plan, but also I snack on pretzels.
Oh, I love pretzels. So good.
Yeah, I've been told like that's one of the better snacks to have a few days before a race. They even hand them out in the aid stations during Ironmans. The little shot cup of pretzels.
I think they had those at the Anchor Down one. I just didn't want them because they make me thirstier.
They do, yeah, absolutely, which make you drink a lot more water, and that is how you stay hydrated.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right, what do you got for me?
All right, this one comes from Jess from Nashua.
What's up, Jess? How you doing?
What's your favorite athletic wear brand?
Ooh, I really... All right, so I tend to sometimes stay away from the big brands, right? I don't really own anything in Nike.
Really?
I don't think I own any Nike.
Okay.
I have some Under Armour, but it's more like the pants to keep me warm. Not the pants, but like the skin tight legging
Like the
type.
cold gear kind of stuff?
I actually wear that with my hockey stuff underneath.
That's...
Shoes, New Balance, maybe Saucony, and I really want to try the Hokas.
Oh, nice.
But running stuff, a lot of the stuff I work out in is like the free dry fit shirts you get for doing a race or something. I got it like Signet Elliott 5K, the Ironman ones, the Sunrise Ascent I do. I'm really not brand loyal yet to any brand. If a brand wants to come on and sponsor us, I will wear all your stuff.
Change their minds, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be like, Brooks or Adidas or Reebok. I'll be like Garth from Wayne's World. He puts his hands. It's a shame that people only do things for money as he's in all the Reebok get up. Yeah.
Very nice. Should I answer?
Sure.
All right. For me, so I'm kind of biased now that I bought the Nike Vaporflies, the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 or something like that. Those are my go-to race day shoes. But normally I wear New Balances. But as for like clothing, I'm kind of like you. I don't have like a specific brand.
No, you do.
Like
I know what it is.
Well, like what, my sparkle skirts and
No,
stuff?
well, no. It's Peloton.
Yeah, but it's like Nike by Peloton or like somebody else by Peloton.
It's just a bunch. She has this
Peloton
drying rack in her bathroom, about 8 feet from me, next to the dryer. She does not put her actual Peloton shirts in the dryer.
You gotta make them last longer. I mean, they're not cheap, so I'm gonna.
I'll take a picture and put it on the gram.
I got nothing in there now. You get nothing unless you already took a picture.
I already got it.
Oh, great.
Thinking ahead. What do you got next for me?
What's your favorite post-run snack? That one comes from Kelly from Manchester.
What's up, Kelly? I think she's really from Goffstown. I know who she is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. All right. So when I did my Ironman, I really wanted a pizza. But the thing was, that was so hard. When we made pizza, Ashley made it. I could barely eat it. Like, I almost had no appetite after that Ironman. I wanted to eat, but I couldn't, and the top of my mouth was burning.
Ooh.
But okay, let's talk 5K, 10K, marathon. I do better there. Post-race meal, I had lobster once.
Lobster?
Yeah, there was a lobster race. That was awesome.
I don't think I'd like that.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love lobster. I want to say at most, they always got burgers and dogs. I'll just down a burger and a dog real quick. Usually a can of Coke because you get that sodium back in you and you feel good. And always the beer's nice. Run for beers.
I always want a beer after, but half the time it doesn't agree with me. Although, when I was running New York City, it wasn't right directly after the race. It was after I came back and I showered. Brandon and I went to it was the Hofbrauhaus, like the German beer. They had a little restaurant in New York City, and we went there, and they were giving the marathon runners, if you showed them your bib, you got a free liter of beer. So I've got pictures of me drinking a liter of beer. I think I had 2 of them that night. I was like,
do you remember that night?
Oh yeah, I was having a great time. But
one more thing for post race, this is definitely an easy one. A bag of potato chips.
Oh, love potato chips. I'll eat that all day, every day.
All right. I think we got time for one more.
All right. Let's see. Have you ever encountered something scary on a run? I've had the creepy people, like people beeping at you, yelling out the windows. So if you're listening, people in general don't do that to especially women. That is not a fun experience.
You know, I've many times run into wildlife.
Mhm.
Okay. I got one. It's not a run, but it's a bike ride.
Okay. Well,
All right.
yeah, same thing. Yeah, go for it.
So, all right, my truck had to get a state inspection last July. So, training for the 24-hour bike race, I told Steve, hey, let's drive in my truck and drop it off the night before and ride our bikes back. So there's a wrecked trail right behind the Toyota dealership where I get my truck inspected. And it goes all the way to Manchester and ends a half mile from my house.
Wow.
So Steve and I rode our bikes back at night on the trail. It was about a 23-mile ride. He did not join me the next night. So I put the kids to bed. And around 9:15, I got my mountain bike. This is July, but it's dark. I turn on the lights and I rode 23 miles by myself.
Oh.
I'm somewhere in Raymond. I'm cruising. I am doing really good too, by the way. As my light is shining down the trail, all of a sudden I see two little white eyes,
Oh, no.
like 300 feet ahead of me. And as I'm going, it runs into the woods. And then I see it stop.
Did you see what it was?
I couldn't see. All I saw was the eyes. And he was about 15 feet off the trail and watched me as I'm pedaling. And I started pedaling. As I got closer, I pedaled faster. So he's like, what are you? What is this? Because he already sees is my big bike light.
Yes.
And all I see is his eyes. And I never stopped looking until I got by. And then I kept going. And I went.
I would have booked it.
I was like, I got 3 more miles to the dealership here. Let's go. So that was a biking one. But yeah.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah.
That's just the most recent I can remember. I remember getting chased by a dog on my bike as a kid, but we also would keep going around the circle and being like, is the dog back? There he is. And he'd chase us again. It wasn't that smart. Awesome. Cute. Thanks for the questions, everyone.
We'll do another one soon. So rack your brains. Think of stuff you want to know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed our Barkley Marathon segment and us cheering on our New York Half Marathoners.
I think they had a great day in New York.
You know what? As far as I could tell, it was a perfect running day.
Kind of like today.
Did you see who was cheering on the course? I think I sent it to Katie. Bex Gentry?
Yes.
And Hannah.
Bex was just before one of the big bridges.
Hannah Corbin. Sorry for my brain fart, but
I remember seeing Bex out there on Insta. She's out in front of one of the bridges.
I think she was right before like the big bridge. Yes.
Yeah. The weather for that race, I think, was pretty good. The weather for today's race, we got to talk about that. We forgot in the beginning.
Oh my God, how perfect was this weather?
Did you read the weather report like 5 days ago?
Of course I did. All I saw, rain. 35 rain.
It was going to be, I don't know if I was going to show up.
You know what? I would have gone to your house and be like, get the hell out of bed, man.
That would have been tough, like, mentally to get out here for, with being your first race of the year and have it be 30s and raining.
Hey, so you were afraid of 30s and raining, but Dave and I 2 weeks ago ran and it was absolute frigid cold. I think, at least me, it was like a real feel of 9 degrees with like a wind everywhere you turned. So, and it was even worse for Dave because he was surrounded by water. So you don't get to talk. You would have been fine.
In the end, I would have been here.
Yeah.
And I would have done the race. And I think I don't know if you would have waited. We would have just gone back straight to our cars and home.
Probably. I mean, unless I had an umbrella or something and a change of clothes were like right away. But that is miserable weather.
You would have actually gone to a bar, used your free beer ticket, waited for us, and then maybe I would have gone to the bar. But, I wasn't prepared.
That's more likely.
I was not prepared for the weather to be bad. And I got really lucky. The weather was great.
This was an absolute ideal day. I think it was like mid 40s, maybe even touched on 50. And it was sunny with like some occasional clouds. I don't think you can get any better than that.
No, it was fantastic.
Yes.
Even a little bit of breeze was nice at time to time. A little bit of shade was okay. Dave kept saying to me, he doesn't know. He kept saying, you're going to burn. Your head's going to burn. I'm like, dude,
Really?
Knock on wood, but my head don't burn.
Do you use sunscreen your head?
Not enough.
But that's like a thing. Like you actually have to sunscreen your
Yeah,
head.
not enough.
I mean, that makes sense.
This year, I'm looking, if anyone has any tips, I'm looking for better care products for my head. I shave my head every day. I am looking for better products for the skin on top of my head. But yes, I need to do sunscreen. But it doesn't burn like my shoulders would burn.
I could go for some recommendations for just like a face sunscreen that like you can wear and it's not going to sweat in your eyes when like, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't have beautiful hair like me to know what I deal with.
But
up here.
I'm getting wrinkles. Like I need like a wrinkle cream
Where?
too. Where else? Like
I'm looking at you right now. I don't see. I have the
that
crow.
makes me
I
feel
have the
really good, actually.
I
Thank you
have
for
the
not
crow-
seeing my wrinkles.
I have
Do you
the
have more
crow's eyes.
wrinkles than I do?
She's
No, I
pointing
get-
to her eyes
I
like where
get
you'd
them
get the
when-
crow.
Well, so you know me. Like I have to wear the gooders because like my eyes
They
tend
do
to
make us
squint.
look really good.
That-
The
well,
gooders make you look really good.
I smile and my cheeks
No
eat
free
my
ads.
eyes, basically. So I have to wear those. But yeah, because of the way I smile, like yeah, I get the smile lines. But I could go for some recommendations if anybody has any.
As a helicopter is flying right above us.
We just can't get away from noise. I hope you guys can hear that. That's fun.
All right, so what do we got coming up? We got some good episodes and some interviews, and I think we're going to be in these next 10 episodes a little more interview based.
We are so excited about this. So the ones that I'm really excited about, we're going to talk to Josh, who is one of the leaders of the Wicked Smart Zone from our Power Zone pack, and he's doing some awesome things. He is doing wicked good. Yeah? How's that for a drop? He is doing some wicked good things, charity-based, and we just cannot wait to get him on to talk to him about that.
And he's got some stories, so we might have, he said he wants to share some stories with us that he hasn't shared yet. So we might have a little bit of a Peloton-based class. Haven't really had one yet. We briefly talk about it.
But you guys will want to stick around regardless. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then we definitely have someone who's going to be great in a couple of weeks. Megan.
Yes.
And Megan, we'll just let you know, she has a nonprofit called the Great Bowel Movement.
The Great Bowel Movement. Yes. She has, I believe it's ulcerative colitis. And she wants to tell us all about her nonprofit and all of her stories dealing with
She's a runner.
running and bike riding with this issue. So
Absolutely. So that's going to be fun. I know I keep teasing this, but guess who's finally home from his, we'll call it training camp in Florida all winter? Scott's finally home.
Finally, let's go.
Yeah, we wanted
LFG.
right. And then we got a couple pretty badass triathletes who are going to come on later this spring. If you have a great story you want to share with us, we want you on. So if you got something, or if you know somebody, like my friend from work says, you need to have on my daughter's best friend who had breast cancer, went through chemo, and kept running marathons.
That is epic. We need to hear from you too.
Absolutely. So this is I'd call it a quickie.
God damn it, dude. Go on. Keep it going.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
This has been a lot of fun. I feel like from now on, I'm going to have a couple of drinks to loosen me up. This is a lot less nerve-wracking for me. I'm still not totally a public speaker, so I do get nervous, as you can probably tell through a lot of our episodes, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So a couple beers before we tape next time, and I'll be good to go.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll see you in a week, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And Erika?
Don't forget to stretch.
Hey, everybody. Don't forget, On the Runs is sponsoring the Funny for Funds Comedy Night on April 9th, featuring top local comedians to benefit Comedy for the Kids. This will be in Salem, New Hampshire for all you local people. Do you remember Sarah from episode 8? This is an event for her as she continues to close in on her fundraising goal to run in the Boston Marathon this year. Tickets are $20.
Visit our Instagram pages and also Sarah's to find the link, or you could visit that's the number 4, funds.com/events, funny4funds.com/events.